be a championship quarterback?
Well, I had a lot of fun. 16 years, a dream come true for me. Playing for the Patriots, a lot of great memories. You get to play with a lot of great guys, experience things that most people never get a chance to experience.
Do you still feel as durable as you did back then? You were known for your toughness.
I was known for my toughness when I played. I'm still tough, but I'm falling apart fast.
You know, as I told you earlier, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, and you had a story about Buffalo Bills. Would you mind sharing that?
Well, we played Buffalo in New England, and it must have been 89 or 90. I can't remember when Bruce Smith first came to the Bills, but he was such a great player. We had to know where he was at all the time. At one point in the game, protection broke down. I got the ball away, but he knocked me on my rear end. And as he got up, he stood over me and offered me his hand, and he said, "Are you okay, Mr. Grogan?" And he pulled me up off the turf. And so I knew I was getting a little old for the game. You know, he was a great player and had a great career, and mine was winding down at the time.
What's like after football?
It was an adjustment period because I played so long. By the time I got out of the game at 38 years old, I was trying to get into the workforce with people that were just coming out of college. It was an adjustment. If you play 4 or 5 years, you're still in your mid to late 20s, and you can start with a career doing something else. And I had to take a couple years and really do a lot of soul searching, talking to a lot of people. I had always planned on coaching next, and I kept running into dead ends and closed doors. Finally had a chance to buy a sporting good business. I bought that 18 years ago, and we're still paying the bills and keeping the door open.
If you could say something to some of the younger players, they're faced with different challenges. They make a lot of money, and therefore they make a lot of bad decisions in so many cases. They're not even worried about life after football, but pretty much every one of them, other than the very select few, have to figure out career decisions afterwards.
You need to put your money someplace safe because it's not going to last forever, especially in football. It could be over with in one snap of a game. Take the chance you've had to get an education in college and be ready to use those two things when your career's over with.
You're here today at EarQ with us because you yourself experienced some difficulty with your hearing. Tell me what you experienced with your hearing.
I've had ringing in my ears for years, and probably due to some of the hits to the head that I took. I got to the point where when I was in a crowded room with a lot of different people, and I could be standing 2 feet away from somebody, I was having a hard time hearing what they were saying to me. It could be embarrassing sometimes, and it was frustrating. And then I had the fortune of meeting you guys and talking about this and how easy it was to get these problems corrected that I've had for probably the last 10 years. It's dramatically changed in the short period of time that I've had these things in. I notice I'm hearing things that I have not normally heard in a long time.
Another group that I think you have the ability to influence is our veterans right now. 60% of all returning veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan have reported some degree of hearing loss.
Stereotypical person that needs a hearing aid is 75 or 80 years old. I didn't see myself wearing them at this age, but now that I have them, I'm glad I have done this. It's going to change my life, and hopefully these guys coming back from what they've done serving our country can get the same kind of help, because there's no reason to run around and not be able to enjoy all the sounds that are out there.
It was also reported that 9 Olympic athletes had hearing difficulties as well and wear hearing aids. So many examples of where we see the stereotypes being broken down.
Yeah.
And it's not what it used to be, but neither is the hearing technology either, because as you can see, they're very hard to see, they're very comfortable. How do they feel to you?
You really don't even notice that you have them on. And the testing was so quick, it was unbelievable. You know, I figured to get all this done would take hours and hours. It was 20 minutes maybe.
Anything else about the process that stands out to you?
Just how small they are. The old timers have the big things in their ears, and these just are so small, you hardly see that you have them on. They come in and out so easily, it's amazing.
Steve, tell me, is there something major, is there something significant that you're taking away from this whole process?
Well, I think number one, I'm kicking myself for not doing this earlier, and number two, I'm looking forward to a future that's going to be much easier to live with, because I'm going to be able to hear better.